Hi everyone, welcome to InterviewPro. In the last video, we made the name and feedback as required fields. So let's just enter some data. The submit button is enabled. That's working fine. But do we really have users with name which has just single letter? No, right? We should have some limitation on the number of characters allowed in this name input. Let's say we have a username Rex. This is a valid name. So why don't we just add a minimum length of 3 characters in this name field? So let's go back to the code. To make the field required, we added the validators dot required here. What if I want to add more validators like minimum length? To do that, we have to wrap this validators inside an array and you can provide as many validators as possible. So I want to add validators dot, we have a validator called max length, min length. So I want to use min length here. And what is the min length? Min length is a function which accepts a number. So I want minimum of 3 characters. Let's just go back and let me type A and some feedback. This is still invalid. So I'll say AB, this is still invalid. Once I say ABC, it's valid. So we have Rex here, it's valid. We have Alex, it's valid. So this is working. But look at this. When I have data, I'm still saying username is required. We should be seeing username must be at least 3 characters, right? So let's update this also. So we are displaying this error message when this username control is invalid. Required and should have at least 1 character, sorry, 3 characters. So now we see username is required and should have at least 3 characters. But is it not better to display username is required when, sorry, when there is no data and should have at least 3 characters when there are less than 3 characters? Let's split this into 2 spans. Username should contain at least 3 characters. And when do we want to display this? Only when the username is missing the required validation. And we want this when it is missing the min length validation, right? So what can we do for that is, let me just wrap this in a div. And this div will be displayed only when the form is invalid. This individual span will be displayed when there is an error related to required. So first, let's just fill something and submit the form to see what the form control has. I'll just enter some random data, submit. So here we have another property called errors. When there is no error, this is just null. But if there are errors, this is going to be an object. So let me remove this disabled for now so that we see what the error object has. So if I click on submit, open this. Let's look at the form control because that is where we want to display this error. So this has required error. Required error is true. Now if I enter something, or let me just enter one single letter and click on submit, we have a new log, or let me submit again. So in this we have 2 errors, sorry, 1 error. So previously we had required true, now we have min length. So this min length will give us extra information like what is the actual length that is present in this control and what is the required length. We have to make use of these errors to display appropriate messages on the screen. So here username dot errors, if this errors is present, then we want to make use of the required object here, required property. Same thing for min length also. So if errors is present and inside errors, if there is a property called min length, and if the min length object has a property called uh, required length, which is greater than username dot errors dot actual length. So if I enter just one character and come outside, we say username should contain at least 3 characters. So if you look at this condition, that this is too long, right? So we have to check if errors is present, if min length object is present, and then we can access these two. Instead of doing that, you can simply add a question mark here. So this will first check if errors is available or not. Only if errors is available, it will go and access min length. So add this to every object, to errors, and to min length. You can do the same for required as well. So username dot errors question mark and then required. Now if I click outside, username is required. If I enter less than 3 characters, username should contain at least 3 characters. So this is how you can display error messages when you have multiple validators to a form control using reactive forms. I hope the concept is clear. If you like the content, please like, share and subscribe to InterviewPro. Thank you.